Okay, Sarish. So tell us who you are and where you were in your property journey before joining Handle Properties.
Look, to be honest, I don't think I really know property all that well. I think the first thing I look at when I look at a house on realestate.com.au is more the color of the walls or how the grass matches the roof of the house or anything like that. I've never paid attention to numbers, but look, I trust the experts, and that's when I came across Handle Properties. I saw you guys, a new business, but still had a wealth of knowledge with both of you guys, you and Ahi, with all of the experience you come from, the careers you came from, and things like that. So it was easy for me to put the trust in you guys to make the best decision. Where I was in my property journey, I bought my first place, again, with your expertise as well. I bought my first place here in Sydney, in East Lakes, a small 2-bedroom apartment, which you told me the math made sense as a first purchase. So that was my first place. And to be honest, I'm living in it, so I was managing the mortgage as well as I could. I fell off of my fixed interest rate within 2 years, and then boom, I was hit with a big repayment of I was trying to manage. That's when I got my tenant in the spare room, and it became a little bit easier to manage at that point. And then I was ready when work got a little bit better. My pay went up a little bit as well, but I didn't know how to invest. And again, that's when you guys came across my mind again, and I was like, okay, time to make the right decision and put it with the experts.
Fantastic. And then when you were making that decision, what was the biggest frustration in that process if you were to invest on your own?
I think for me, it was all I could look at was the listing on real estate and the number that was there for sale, and maybe the bank information that I had with how much I was capable of borrowing. What I did not know was what areas are working, what towns are working, what states are working, where new schools or new developments or mining infrastructures or any other economical, political, countrywide knowledge I do not have, nor do I have the interest in knowing, nor do I have the capability of even trying to figure out that pieces of information. So I'd be like, oh, there's a nice house for a good price. Oh, the bank was capable of giving me that. And I've seen a few friends make a few bad decisions just based on those two pieces of knowledge. So yeah, I think that's where you guys came in handy as well.
Fantastic. And I remember when we were searching for your one, like what was the process like? Like it was myself, AJ, as well as Merlin. How did you find the process of actually finding the property? Because I know we went through a few of them.
Yeah, no, incredible. I think we looked at a few areas. You had asked me about areas, but again, I was making emotional decisions. I'm from Townsville, and my parents are there as well, and they own a few properties there. So when you suggested Townsville at first, I was like, I don't want to buy there. My parents already have places there, but why am I making an emotional decision like that? So when you and Ahi came in with your expertise going, it is a good area to invest in. So is regional Victoria. So is these other areas. So I think you guys taught me to put my emotions out of it and look at the facts and figures. And I think that's what you guys helped with. And Merlin was incredible with managing that process of, after you shortlisted a few properties, you presented it to me. Then I was like, okay, what's the next step if we look at shortlisted 1, 2, and 3? Merlin was incredible at looping me into every discussion with the real estate agents, asking the right questions, making the appropriate negotiations. When it came to, there was like a $3,000-4,000 fix-up cost in the house with gardening and cleaning and painting and all of that. The fact that you guys were able to make that negotiation with the real estate agent going, if I'm going to spend this much, I need a discount of this much on the house because it needs to be capable of putting another tenant in there. Wow. You guys did that above and beyond. I would not have even thought of making that negotiation. So yeah, no, incredible.
Fantastic. And talk us through about what we found for you, and how it's performing since, I think, December when it was settled.
Yeah, so we found the listing in December. Round about January was when I kind of said, yep, all right, let's pull the trigger. And I think settlement was nearly 3 or 4 weeks. So by about mid-February, everything got settled. So I'd say officially end of Feb was when I started owning the place. We bought it, and you kept an eye on it. You messaged me about it as well. Tenants moved in within a week. I think the old tenants were leaving just as we were purchasing the place. The new tenants moved in within a week, week and a half, which, by the way, Merlin managed as well. I didn't realize buyer's agents also did that piece of the process of when you're buying a place. They found new tenants. The real estate agent confirmed to Merlin that they were moving in within a week. And yeah, rent has been steady. Every 2 weeks, I get an email from the real estate agent going, yep, rent's in, yep, rent's in. So no, incredible. And the property, yeah, wow. It's doing amazing. I think it's already gone up in the span of a month and a half or 2 months. It's already gone up about $40,000. So I'm already sitting on equity within 8 weeks. So I don't think anyone in any area can say that if they try this by themselves.
And in your words, who is Handle Properties the right fit for?
Who is Handle Property the right fit for? Geez, everyone. But I think Handle Property is the right fit for people that are ready to make their investments or even their first purchases, that have maybe, top surface level knowledge of real estate and banking, but don't have the expertise of areas, economic information, political information, towns and cities and what areas are good for. I think 90% of people that go into buying a property should be talking to experts. The fees you guys charge was already covered by the equity that's been grown in 8 weeks. So I think I'm doing perfectly fine. I think the experts are the people that should manage it. I'll stick to what I'm good at, product and packaging design. That's where I thrive in. Real estate is not where I thrive. I just need to know where to invest my money.
And maybe a similar question, but like, why Handle versus doing it yourself?
Why Handle versus doing it myself? Exactly that. I am not good at looking at all of the pieces of information. I've got friends and family that have bought properties based on what they think they knew. And yeah, they're not doing anywhere near to how well my property is doing right now. And I've only owned it for 2 months.
Yeah. And what would you tell to someone that's sitting on the fence right now, just about getting into the market using us?
If you have all the foundational assets of investing in a property, as in you have your deposit money or you have a little bit of equity saved up for a deposit, and you're trying to look at buying a place, and you have a few beliefs that your friends and family have told you, like, oh, your first place should be something you buy and live in because rent is a bad idea and you should live in the place you buy. Yeah, there's a lot of people that have these preconceived ideas of what other people or friends and family have told them, and they're thriving on that. Yeah, I'll tell them, shut up, go look at an expert, because your money will do far better with an expert than it would in your own preconceived idea of what you think you know about real estate.
And what is the next step? Like where do you want your property journey to go now that you've got this one giving you 40K in equity in under 3 months?
From what you experts have taught me is right now building my property portfolio would be the next best idea. So I want to be able to use that equity and build my property portfolio to have an investment strategy that'll earn me money in the future. Right now, when I'm at this age where I don't have a wife or kid or responsibilities that, I need to stress about, I want to take the risk and the capability I have of managing these investments now, so future Suresh is taken care of. So I don't need to worry in the future about my job or, political or economic risks that might happen that I don't know about. I want to be able to take care of future Suresh and future Suresh's family with my investment strategies now.
And we were talking about future Suresh. You've got a good chunk of money in your super fund, so that's possibly on the cards as well.
Yeah, so some of the strategy that you have taught me is looking at self-managed super to make investments with my super fund. So I've managed to hit an amount of super that'll get me ready for investing with my super. So I think that'll be the next strategy. So property number 3, hopefully by the end of this year.
Fantastic. Like, who would have thought, like, a year ago, 1 property, and by the end of this year, I'm on track to buying 3?
Yeah, I'm just learning to listen to the experts.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time, Suresh. I really appreciate doing business with you.
Nikhil, thank you so much. Appreciate it.